Why does the INFJ feel so lonely? Why can we feel great alone, but more lonely than ever around others? What can we actually do about INFJ loneliness? Let's explore this topic together. Hey there, I'm Sam and I'm an online counsellor for introverts, INFJs and gentle souls. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Make yourself at home. Today we are going to have a cozy little chit chat about INFJ loneliness. And we are looking at and asking the question, why are INFJs so lonely? Why do they experience loneliness? Because I wanted to get the general consensus from the INFJ community, I actually asked a Facebook group what people's experiences of loneliness is, and I completely resonated with all of the comments and have experienced parts of that at some points in my own life. As an INFJ, I have definitely experienced loneliness. In fact, it was probably one of my core woundings that I had to work through and heal from. In this Facebook group, I came across 3 different types of people and their experience of loneliness. The first type are those that don't actually struggle with loneliness. They are not lonely. They are completely content and happy and comfortable in who they are and comfortable around other people. So if that's you, you probably don't need to watch the rest of this video.
Bye bye.
The second type of loneliness I found in the Facebook group was those that feel completely happy and content when they're alone, yet when they're with people, when they're out there in the community, that's when they have that overbearing feeling of loneliness. And the third type of loneliness found in an INFJ is those that feel lonely in general, who really do have that deep core wounding of loneliness. Let's look at the second person, the ones that feel great on their own but feel lonely with other people. Based on the comments and my own experience and my own beliefs, I feel like INFJs feel lonely when they're around other people because they feel completely misunderstood. When you're on your own, you are able to be your authentic self. You're able to shine bright. You're able to shine your light. And when I say alone, I also mean like with your partner, if it's a healthy relationship, and with your children, so within your home environment. So when you're out there, out in the wild, you feel lonely. You don't feel understood. You feel like you have to squash yourself and not come completely alive and allow people to see you for who you really are. We are such deep thinkers and intuitive people that, oh gosh, like, could you imagine if people out there could actually hear our thoughts and feel our feelings? Sometimes that idea is quite daunting and not everybody is going to get it. I mean, if you think about it, INFJs apparently only make up 1% of the population. So to feel misunderstood like you're a fish out of water, of course that's going to happen, and of course that's going to create this deep feeling of loneliness. Personally, I hate the feeling of loneliness. I don't know anyone who likes the feeling of loneliness. To me, it almost feels like this feeling of like rejection or abandonment. Nobody likes that. And then there's the third group, the people that feel lonely in general. And just based on being a counsellor and working in the community and being amongst so many INFJs and reading the comments in this INFJ Facebook group, those that feel lonely in general, it seems like they have gone through some real stuff. They've done it tough. They've gone through childhood trauma. They've escaped narcissistic partners. They don't feel like they can trust anybody and let anybody in at all. And the thing is, as an INFJ, as a person, even though we thrive and we gain our energy by being alone, we're still human. We still need that human connection. We still need to feel like we belong and belong to our community and belong with others. And so if you've gone through traumas or abandonment or domestic violence situations, we tend to put walls up, right? We're pushing people away. And when we have these big walls up and we keep pushing people away, we're not going to allow anybody to actually see us for who we are. We're not letting people see our hearts. We're not letting them see our soul, our desires, our passions, the things that make us us. And that is an incredibly lonely feeling. What can we do about this loneliness? How can we heal from it? How can we move through it? Firstly, I've already shared that I've gone through my own healing journey, yet, honestly, at times, I still feel lonely. Loneliness is still a part of my life, and so despite being in a place of empowerment and a place of healing, I've had to come to terms with the fact that loneliness is a feeling, but all feelings, they can flow through us and we can pass through it. And so when I start feeling that loneliness, I like to look at what's going on in a place of curiosity, of self-compassion, and I like to look within myself and ask all the different parts of me, who is feeling lonely right now? And often the little voice that I hear is my 9-year-old self. And when that happens, I like to sit down, do some journaling, do whatever it is that I need to do to hear from that 9-year-old self, that 9-year-old little girl in me, and ask her, what does she need from me right now to feel seen, to feel validated, to feel heard? Because at the end of the day, I think loneliness comes from the place of not feeling seen and not feeling heard and not feeling validated or understood. Sometimes to deal with this loneliness, if it is that deep core wounding, it's going to take a lot of peeling back the layers. I like to see healing to be like an onion, and each time we peel back a layer of onion skin, there's more onion. And we've got to keep peeling it back until we can get to some of those deep core woundings, which I believe loneliness is one of those woundings. It is a deep core. So sometimes, I hate to tell you, it can take a lot of work, a lot of personal development, a lot of working on yourself, going to therapy, reading books, getting to know yourself and learning to love who you are. Which is why I believe there are some people who only feel lonely in crowds, but not when they're alone. Because they love themselves, they accept them, they love what they do, they've found their joy, they've found their passions. And so spending time alone feels bloody amazing. It feels really good because you're in your authentic, beautiful, healed self. It's just that you haven't yet made the connections with people in your community who are like-minded, people who think like you, people who feel like you. I have been very fortunate in my life, and I'm so grateful for the friends that I have. And it turns out a lot of my friends are INFJ'S, INFP's. I married an INFP. And so when I'm around these people, I do feel seen, I feel heard, and I feel accepted, and I feel free to be myself. But the truth is, the way I found them was by being me. When I tried to be somebody that I wasn't, I was attracting all of the wrong people. I was bringing people into my life who weren't on my vibe. But as soon as I broke free from that and I accepted myself and me and I started being me, all of those like-minded people came my way. Which is why I believe it's so important. Find your people. And I hate to tell you that for those that have been pushing people away for so long, for those that haven't made friends or met partners, and I'm so sorry, and that breaks my heart, it really does. But perhaps it's time to try different hobbies, different activities, get involved in clubs, volunteer, do what you can to be around people while also honoring your need to be alone, to refresh yourself and re-energize. And like I said, it may also take some healing, working on those traumas, working on those wounds, which I get it, it's not always easy, is it? But it is what it is. And now I leave it to you. I want to know from you, what is your experience of loneliness? What have you gone through? Do you struggle with loneliness? Are you perfectly content in being alone, but you feel lonely when you're around others? Or do you just feel bloody awesome all the time? I would love to hear from you, so leave a comment in the comments And let's start a conversation about this because I think it's a really important conversation to have. Peace. These gentle souls, all of those people. I wish I got distracted then. This is so hard when I'm like not scripting. It's okay, Sam, just chill. Jesus, topic's a little bit depressing, isn't it?